always just gonna act when like defenders. I think it's like.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian. Man. Come on. Just like Ian Wright said there, people deluded, I'm back again. Happy Friday. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course, good night, depending on the time zone you're operating from and also the country. Appreciative of you lot tuned in. Now, Arsenal fans were desperately hoping for, I'd say at this moment in time, some deals to be completed for all this talk about Havertz, who we're hearing apparently is having his medical over the weekend and will take the number 29 for Arsenal. Lavia, tentative links every now and again. It seems like we do want Timber. There's rumours of going in for a second bid. And obviously Declan Rice. It's a bit nervy when you hear Manchester City and Pep Guardiola want your top target of the summer. Hopefully Arsenal have a contingency plan. Better yet, hopefully we get over the line with Declan Rice. But if you lose out to Manchester City, what really can you say? Really and truly, they're the biggest and baddest in the league and actually all over Europe because they've got the trophies, really. But let's see what the papers are saying and the rumours. As we know, 99.9% of these rumours are BS. There might be some truth in some more than others, but it provides talking points for us. So yeah, smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and let me know your thoughts throughout. First thing, where Manchester City stand on Declan Rice transferred mid-Arsenal interest. Manchester City are still working out how their squad will look next season and the pros and cons of adding Declan Rice to the midfield. You don't need Declan Rice. He ain't that good. Let Arsenal have him, man. He ain't that good. You know, you're going to spend 100 million on Declan Rice when you've got Rodri and them kind of guys and some other midfielders. You don't need him. But on a serious note, it's the calm before the storm. Manchester City, I do feel in many ways they don't need to sign people, but arguably you probably need to sign people when you're at the top. They're at the pinnacle. You know, won 3 leagues in a row, won the treble. Gundogan's gone. Laporte might go. Walker might go. João Cancelo's been irrelevant to City, but him and a couple of others, they probably do need to sign some. And they're already on the case. They're adding Kovacic from Chelsea. They might be getting Declan Rice and so on and so forth. You know, Rodri's played a lot of games. I'm sure they would like suitable cover or a genuine contender because Calvin Phillips, City rarely get the transfers wrong, but Calvin Phillips hasn't worked out. And one thing I rate about Manchester City, it sounds dumb, you know, and they are criticized for spending money. Clearly, they're backed by a country and things like that, essentially, but they spend it correctly and they're more than willing to walk away. You've seen it with Jorginho when he initially went to Chelsea, Alexis Sanchez to Man United, Harry Maguire, and plenty of Harry Kane as well. It worked out for them at with Haaland. They will walk away from deals. So if they deem Declan Rice for all his quality and Pep has admiration for him, they might step away. But Manchester City are yet to turn interest into Declan Rice into a bid as they weigh up what their midfield should look like next season. The calm before the storm. Declan Rice is on holiday, really and truly. So how fast could a move be completed if Arsenal, City, or whoever agreed something with West Ham? There will definitely be some change. Gundogan is set to join Barcelona. Kovacic is joining from Chelsea. He's not seen as a direct replacement for Gundogan, people. And apparently, Bernardo Silva's another one. Every summer, he's linked with a move away. Been linked with Barcelona, PSG, Saudi Arabia once again, people. I wouldn't say Rice is a direct replacement for Gundogan. Obviously, he's got more facilities in his game than he's displaying at West Ham that a platform like City and a manager like Pep Guardiola might be able to get out of him. But two completely different players, essentially. We know, I'm trying to just find the bulk of this. We know Foden should probably play more of a peripheral figure, people. City showed with Grealish that they are not afraid to pay huge sums for what they see as a long-term investment. At 24, Rice has his best years ahead of him. However, the club are also keen not to be seen to be spending extravagantly with a high net spend and are expected to spend considerably in defence to cover for the expected departure of Laporte. And I think this article has said it there. As you see with Jorginho and Harry Maguire, they will move away from things. But, you know, this is just a whole load of nothing. Really disappointing. Really doesn't really say much. Apparently, Mr. Taylor has been speaking to Give Me Sport. Ryan Taylor of The Express. He has said in relation to Declan Rice, and he's probably said what all these journalists are repeatedly saying. For what I understand, he wants to join the club. He is sold by Mikel Arteta's project. He ideally wants to remain in London because he wants to be close to his family here in Kingston upon Thames. He said a few times in interviews that he doesn't really want to move too far away from his roots. True, but if Pep comes calling, you know, and if City are the only club that have tabled an offer, it's City or nothing. Yeah, you could probably run down your deal at West Ham, but it'd be another year not playing in the Champions League, not fighting for trophies, as stupid as that is, because West Ham have obviously won one. I'm only going with his logic. Apparently, City are closing in on the 24-year-old, according to Gianluca Di Marzio. I don't know how credible he is, people. Arsenal are one of the clubs keen on him. And Rice is obviously our priority target. We've had 2 bids rejected. Apparently, Arsenal and Arteta and his sub team are confident of getting this over the line. As we know, City have entered the race. But again, unless something comes out before this video comes out and you lot are listening, smash the like button. And what I'm seeing, a bid hasn't been placed by City. So Arsenal need to get a move on. Things can change very quickly. Chris Wheatley has been speaking, people, about stuff in relation to Arsenal. He has said Arsenal will insert buyback clauses and matching rights into deals for prioritizing outgoing players this summer. The likes of Balogun and Charlie Patino and in talks. I think they mean are in talks over possible exits, with interest for both players already hotting up. As you know, Balogun has already made his debut for the American national team, and apparently, you know, according to market value, he's rated at about 35 million odd quid. You're not going to get that really and truly for Charlie Patino, but hopefully it's something decent. As we know, Kai Havertz is set to undergo a medical over the weekend. There's rumors that he'll have the 29 shirt, as I said earlier, number 29, and there's also rumors that he will complete his medical in Spain and be announced early next week. We'll have to see, as it says here. Apparently, we remain confident of landing Ajax defender Timber, people, for a fee expected in the region of 35 million quid. Our war chest is expected to reach 180 million once player sales have gone through. As we know, City have paid out record money to agents, so maybe that's something for Declan Rice's dad to consider, because he'll get a massive windfall if he does complete a move to Manchester City. So it doesn't appear there's anything there, really. Once again, Di Marzio has said City are in advanced talks with West Ham to sign Declan Rice. Manchester City are willing to anticipate Arsenal. Again, apparently Eddie Nketiah wants to leave the club to go with Kai Havertz arriving. Now, the news we're hearing is that Arteta is keen to make Kai Havertz a number 8. As you know, he can play as a false 9 and out wide. What I would say to Balogun, you're not an idiot. You knew when you signed the deal, Arsenal's on an upward trajectory. You knew that we were going to bring people in. Obviously, right now, you know, you're fighting with Gabriel Jesus as an out-and-out number 9. Martinelli and Trossard can play up there. Havertz can play up there. Balogun's probably gone, but he's another one. And to be fair with you, I would still like a more physical 9. Now, Eddie Nketiah, you have my respect. You're a decent squad player, probably not of the standard to rely on, but you signed a new deal. You knew what time it was. And if we're going to sell him, in many ways, I want to keep him because he's an out-and-out striker. But if we're going to sell him and we can get a decent fee, keep it moving. Of course, you should be, you know, concerned about about game time if Kai Havertz is here now and he plays up front. Now, we've got to be respectful to Eddie. The journalists are going to say whatever they're going to say, innit, people? Apparently, according to The Sun, Eddie Nketiah is wondering if he really has a future at the club. Shouldn't have signed a new deal if that was the case, really and truly. It's this apparently a source told The Sun, a well-placed source, that the 24-year-old once of Chelsea's academy is wondering if he has a future at the Emirates after such significant investment in another player. As per the source, Eddie feels he can be a 20-goal per season player, and West Ham and Crystal Palace would be keen. I think if you like Balogun went to France, you would get them goals. His confidence is not unjustified, as the poacher has shown lots of signs of promise. He is developing. He has signed a new 5-year deal, and he hasn't really got consistent 90-minute games. He's been a bit at best rotation player, but the writing is on the wall there. Clearly, Arteta likes you and things. Apparently, it's understood Arsenal will be willing to let one of Eddie Nketiah and Balogun go. Now, Eddie, based on what we see here, isn't happy with his game time, but he seems like he's more happy with his role than Balogun, and he's under contract for a longer period of time. I'm not going to lie, I'd rather Balogun a bit of a shiny new toy. I'd rather give him an opportunity, if I'm honest with you. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens in relation to Eddie Nketiah. He's probably going to play a bit part role, but this is football, really. Some people are going to be bit part players. Some are going to play on a regular basis to take your chances, essentially, people. Once again, Kai Havertz is close to an Arsenal move, people. He once said, I don't have a favoured position. I know I'm not a real 9, just waiting in the box and doing headers. I want to be influential in the game, get the ball, drop sometimes into midfield and start attacks there. So you're going to have to discover what you are as a player, really and truly, if I'm completely honest with you. This article has really talked about his versatility and the fact that Mikel Arteta sees his future as a potential number 8. In relation to Lavia, it's expected that Arsenal will make an official approach for Lavia next month, which is in a couple of days, as they look they first look to conclude the club record signing of Declan Rice. Arteta is understood to be a huge fan of Lavia and has been keen to work with him, requesting the board to do all they can to bring him in the summer. Partey is attracting interest once again from Juventus and Saudi Arabia, folks. CBS has said, you know, that a 30 million euros or dollars, really, it's not really keen, not really shedding light, is being prepared for Thomas Partey from Saudi Arabia. So we'll have to look at that. Newly appointed sporting director Monchi has revealed he actually had an agreement in place in 2019 to sign for Arsenal, people. Courtesy of this article, I was just reading that. Crystal Palace are looking at a replacement for Mark Gurhey. I personally don't see us spending 50 odd million on Gurhey, but we were linked with him. In fact, this says 60 odd million, and he does have a 20% sell-on clause to Chelsea. Earlier in the summer, we were linked with him. I don't know if Timber means we step away from that, but we'll have to see exactly what happens in that regards. Fabrizio Romano has said Arsenal are preparing their second bid for Timber. Expectations to be submitted soon. Crucial step after green light from the player. Arteta has already approved Timber as a priority target for this window. And as you can see here, we're preparing a second bid. And yeah, people, really and truly. So with that, that seems to be all the news. Let me know your thoughts. Any other news that emerges, you know, I'll get a video out for you. Comment your thoughts. Smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. One love.
Always just that.